G'day folks, welcome back to Peter Investing. It's March 28, 2024. This is the natural gas, iron ore, copper and crude oil market update. So what's happened since our last update yesterday? Natural gas has dropped slightly, so has iron ore, and copper and crude oil have both shifted sideways in terms of a neutral positioning. This is the trend table, and as you can see for natural gas up here, we've got on the monthly, weekly and daily respectively, we've got on a short or bearish environment and neutral in a weekly and daily trend. For crude, long all across the board, although it's very sluggish last overnight, as I said. High grade copper, it's bullish with the exception of the daily, it's bearish, and iron ore is bearish across the board. And they're the other trends for your reference, should you look into those on your own. So looking at natural gas first off, you can see here, as of yesterday's update, we're stuck in this downward trend channel. And since yesterday's update, it's actually plunged and bounced off that lower trend line. Now, I've kept the other trend lines in there as a reference point. If I zoom out, it looks a bit messy, but that's deliberate because we may also head back up into those areas possibly in the future. Alternatively, we may go further down. I'll clean this up later on, but you can see there it tends to sort of stick within certain channels. Now, on the staying on the hourly chart, we're still in a oversold area down here on the stochastic market forecast, and that's just bounced up slightly off the oversold, but it's now returning back down towards that oversold area. On the CCI 150, there is no divergence to talk of. The CCI is actually trending in line with the price, and where there is a divergence, I always highlight it. There was one there as a bearish divergence there, for example, versus higher highs on the price, and the price fell off. On the daily, we're also still in a bearish outlook, obviously. The CCI 150 is actually moving sideways, so very sluggishly moving sideways, bouncing off this minor support at 1721. If it breaks below that and then ultimately below the 1584, we're going to see a lot more bearish outlook for nat gas, so stay tuned. Now what I've done here is I've got a attempt to put in a Fibonacci forecast or expansion, so we can take it from a number of places. We can take it from that high to that low to that high, and what it looks like is you can see there that hard support line is off that 61% level at 1584. So again, if it breaks below this, the next level of support will be this 78% expansion, and you can see the respective other points of reference. If we go back to the zoom out on the weekly chart, take it a bit higher, up to that point there, you can see there it's currently resting just short of the 38% expansion, and then the respective other areas there at 649. But let's take it one day at a time, but I'm just showing you the potential where it may go. And one more, if we take it up to the monthly, we'll take it to this highest peak there. From that highest peak, Fibonacci expansion, you can see there it's just resting around a 23% extension level. Of course, it may also bounce up from there, but at the moment, both the ADX and the CCI 150 on the monthly are showing bearish momentum. So potentially, it could break even lower than where we are today. But I'm not going to be suggesting that any time. I'm just giving you the possibilities and the probabilities of anything like that happening. Next, we're going to look at US crude. Let me just find the so for US crude, I'll just stay on the daily chart for this one. It's been moving sideways pretty much. Not much movement happening. You can see there on the 1 hour chart, since our last video, it broke up and now touching this diagonal ascending trend line. But again, you can see there the CCI 150 and the stochastic market forecast, that's overbought. So we may see further declines, and you can see there zooming out, it's stuck in this triangular wedge. On the daily, we're still moving up on the CCI 150. The ADX 25 is also bullish. So again, we need to see it break above this resistance at 83.12 to be more bullish on that one. Next, we look at high grade copper. And high grade copper, remember on the monthly and weekly was long and on the daily was short. So again, looking at takes a bit of time sometimes. Okay, for high grade copper, let's go to the, here we go. Now it's stuck in this range here between the 41.711 resistance and the 39.979 support area. It's actually bounced up from there. You can see the ADX is positive, bullish, but the CCI 150 is broken down through its moving average band, so that's a bearish outlook. If we zoom out on the monthly first off, you can see there it's bullish with the ADX and the CCI 150. On the weekly, that's also bullish. And you can see there on the Fibonacci expansion as well, it's just broken around and resting around the 100% expansion level of those few weeks. Then we jump back to the 1 hour chart. Zooming out first off, let's look at the stochastic market forecast. It's currently approaching the 50-point level. And if it breaks below that, we're going to see a much more bearish outlook. But at the moment, it's still above that 50, which is a somewhat bullish mode. And if we zoom out, you can see there it's resting along and dropping down along with that diagonal descending trend line, hitting this support. And this could possibly start trending upwards across this ascending trend line, but we'll wait and see. And lastly, iron ore. Dum-diddy-dum-dum. There we go. On the daily, first off, it's bearish on the ADX and bearish on the CCI 150, and it's currently resting on this minor support at 749. The hourly, zooming out first off, our stochastic market forecast is broken through to the downside, so bearish momentum through the 50-point period. And zooming out, you can see that it's already hit that support at 749, and it's now retracing back after making a bit of a pullback after a bullish divergence. There was a bullish divergence there versus lower lows on the price and hit our target. Now it's moving back down towards this support following this diagonal descending trend line. To support us more, go to the Patreon page for Pete's Investing, where we also do weekly scans of blue chip shares that are trending along on a longer and medium term timeframes. Feel free to support us there, and we'll see you in a future video.